Minister, there is nothing that will turn people off the climate action agenda we need to urgently undertake more than big corporations, wealthy individuals and political elites lecturing ordinary people about their personal culpability for the climate crisis. And I really warn the government that if you don't break from that reliance, you will turn people away from the climate agenda. You will alienate them from it. And let's be honest, the evidence is out there that that is happening around the world. The young people, on the other hand, get it. System change. System change. Right? Not individual culpability or responsibility. Change the system that gave us that. And at the centre of what the young people say when they're out in the streets is the just transition. Not just a word or phrase, but actually mean it. It's going to make the lives of ordinary people better. Not the coded language of Deputy Bruton when he says people need to realise things are going to be tough and difficult and so on, right? That's back to responsibility. And then he goes on to say why we need all the supports for the corporate sector, because they're the ones who are going to make the change, right? Now you don't want to make up your mind, because if you go down that road, you will just alienate people. And all the targets in the world will mean nothing. And I have to say, when you think about the targets and then you look at our record on forestry, it just makes me laugh, right? It just makes me laugh. Targets 10 years ago when I came into this Dáil, 12,000 hectares of new afforestation every year. Never met, got about 4 or 5 at best in any of that period, when we have the lowest level of forest cover anywhere in Europe. But then what do we do? Instead of trying to meet the targets, we revise down the targets. So the targets in the Climate Action Plan are half of what they were 10 years ago when I came into the Dáil. There's climate ambition for you. Meanwhile, the state forestry company is trying to sell off forests. The local communities have to fight to stop forests being sold in my area, recently in Cork, and you can look through the list of sales of Cuilja, or even previous attempts to sell off the entire harvesting rights. Okay? Why? Because the mandate of the state forestry company is about commercial and making money, not about protecting and expanding the forest estate and having a model that isn't an industrial model, but is a model about protecting the environment and guaranteeing a decent living for the farmers and people who are protecting the environment through biodiversity or forestation measures. That's just one example. There are so many more, right? That's why we need to invest in public transport. You know, I said it during it's amazing it has not been debated since the budget. Eamon Ryan, Minister of the Department of Transport, the only department in the budget where the budget was cut this year, in Budget 2022. There are so many more examples I could give, but unless the investment goes in for a just transition and the state taking the lead to embark on system change, honestly, these targets are worse than useless.